Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm just going to be showing how to give yourself a nice smooth blow dry that still has a little bit of volume but kind of like an everyday blow dry. It's not going to be a crazy bouncy blow dry or anything like that. So the first thing is obviously you're going to need to wash your hair. I've already blow dried my daisy fringe because I felt like it wasn't a given that everyone would have a daisy fringe. And I have a full length video on how to do that, but in essence, basically what I do for my little fringe, if you've got one too, is I just take my round brush, I come underneath and I twist the round brush like inwards the whole time. I come behind it with the hairdryer and I dry it like this, and then I let that set in the middle for a minute, and then I just split the hair in half and come behind it, like I put the hairbrush behind it and then I twist it outwards. And that kind of gives me like my little like sweepy curtain bangy look. And then I'm just going to start the rest of the blow dry. This is like a very, very everyday blow dry. So I always use a paddle brush to start rough drying my hair. I washed my hair about probably like an hour ago at this point, and then I've just been like doing other things. So it's been air drying a bit. But yeah, so the first thing that I would do usually is I would go in and I would rough dry my hair to get it like pretty dry, and then I would go in with my paddle brush and I would start drying like the mid-lengths and the ends a little bit, and then because that's a hard thing to do without a brush because like you burn your hands, so it's always nice to have a paddle brush. I've also got like plastic ones that aren't wooden, I don't know where they are, so I'm just using this one, and then I'll just like rough dry my whole hair like this, and that gets it pretty smooth. You can basically get like a very, very straight blow dry with just this brush, but then sometimes I like to go in with a little round brush just to give myself like a few little flicks and twists to the bottom so that it looks more like a fun blow dry rather than I've just straightened my hair. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do first of all. And then the reason that I like a paddle brush is because with a round brush you kind of have to like take a section and then put the hair onto the round brush and pull, and it causes quite a lot of like tugging and tension, so while your hair is really, really wet it feels actually quite damaging to use a round brush, and it's also just a bit of a faff. Like you need two hands, so you have to like keep like putting the hairdryer down, taking the hair, putting it on the brush, picking the hairdryer back up, like it's a hoo-ha. But if you've got a trusty little paddle brush, you just go into your head and like scoop the hair up and then pull away, and then I just follow the brush with my hairdryer and I go backwards and forwards a few times because it's kind of effectively like I'm just using this as a hand, but rather than risking burning my fingers I'm just going to be holding the hair up with the hairbrush, and then I go backwards and forwards a few times in one spot because then I'm like really, really drying my hair rather than like just doing it once and then having to pick it up again. It's just like you might as well just go backwards and forwards, and I am moving this hairbrush the whole time but just very slowly, like I'm just slowly moving it away from my head, and then I'm getting like lower and lower to the ends, and I just feel like it's underrated. Like I don't feel like people use the paddle brush enough, because every time I speak to a client I'm like, oh, so how do you dry your hair? Everyone uses a round brush, even people who have straight hair, like use a paddle brush, that would be my advice. And I kind of start like roughly at the back like this, and I try and like get all of the like back underneath sections first, and then I work on the top, because once you've dried the top it will go all like fluffy and all the hair will be dry and it will start going everywhere, and then it becomes kind of hard to find the underneath sections. Obviously you can also go in underneath like this, which I do as well, but I just like to go like this. So the back of my head is parted in half, like, and it's all in front of my shoulders, and then the paddle brush I'm like coming in kind of like at the parting and scooping away like that, and then I'll be drying that, and I'll just keep doing that until it's fully dry. This is the point where I would now come underneath and I would start drying it, because it's just like getting the same hairs but from a different angle. I actually think I forgot to put in the heat protection. I spoke about it but I don't know if I actually used it. Also a quick little honourable mention to this hairdryer. It's by a brand called Tymo. It's really, really good. It's like my favourite hairdryer that I've used. They did sponsor me once for a video, but they haven't asked me to mention it again, but it is actually just like a really good hairdryer, and I have used it every single time I've dried my hair basically since they sent me it. The only annoying thing is that it doesn't have an English plug. It has an American plug, so you have to. I was gonna unplug it, but I can't bother. You have to get an American adapter, which is just kind of annoying. But if you're American, then just I'll put my link in the description also. Okay, and now just like to give this a little bit more razzle dazzle rather than just, I could keep going and I could make it really, really smooth with just this brush, but I don't want it to be really smooth today. I want it to have a little bit of like movement. So now I'm going to start at the back of my head. And I'm going to split my hair in half again, and then using a round brush. I'm using quite a small one because my hair is quite short and I want to be able to actually get a twist in it. If the round brush is too big, like this one, then you can't really get a bend in it as easily. It's kind of just like one bend, whereas I actually want to get a little bit of a twist in it. Even though I don't want this to be like a curly blow dry or anything like that, it's just that if you can get a little bit more of a twist in it, then you can unravel it and it will be a little bit of a twist for a minute, but basically it will just look a bit nicer if you. And I'm going to come behind, I'm going to twist the round brush. The most important thing is when you're using a round brush, you want to twist it, and it kind of is a little bit fiddly, but if you can just get used to like beveling the brush like this, so you're rolling it to the bottom, you're pulling it to the bottom and then twisting while you're pulling it down, and that's going to get the ends to kind of like tuck in, and then you come up a little bit higher and kind of like keep pulling down and coming higher, and then you want to do that obviously while the heat's on, and you're just like following the brush down, twisting, rolling it back up, and like really just keep working it until it's completely dry. And then once it is completely dry, turn the hairdryer off and roll it up. Turn the hairdryer off, let it cool down for a second, or you can use the cool setting, but I never use the cool setting. The only time the cool setting has ever worked on me has been with the Airwrap, the Dyson Airwrap. With regular hairdryers, I don't really notice a difference. It's just annoying, so I never do that. But yeah, so just do that, hold it there, let it cool down for literally just like a few seconds, and then twist it out. And then do the same on this side. So again, you're going to be coming in from behind and twisting backwards like this. Twisting and pulling. Roll it up, let it cool down, and then twist it backwards. And I'm going to repeat that all the way up for all of the back sections of my hair. And then when it comes to doing the front, so from my ears to the crown of my head, I consider the front of my head, and then the rest is back. From the ears to the crown of my front, I actually twist everything forwards, but I'll show you that when it comes to it. But yeah, everything else basically you can just twist backwards. It actually doesn't really matter that much, like it's just not that deep which direction you twist it in, but I just always do it like this for some reason. So yeah. Now I'm going to come up a section higher, and I'm just going to keep working my way up the head. So now rather than putting the hairbrush behind my hair and twisting away from my face, I'm going to put the hairbrush in front and I'm going to start twisting towards my face. And then just for the very back section, I don't split it in half. I take one section for the back because I just feel like it just looks a bit nicer when it sits flat. This very front section, I actually am going to twist it away from my face, just so that it contrasts with this section. Like, I just think it looks nicer. But yeah, so this is the blow dry all finished. I'm not going to add anything to it. I'm not going to add in any hairspray because I want this to just be like a casual, cute little blow dry. Like I want my hair to look nice and full and thick and have a lot of bounce in it, but I'm not going anywhere or trying to like, I don't know, look like too done up. So this will just drop out quite nicely, but it's just like, it's just quite nice and bouncy. But I think, I'm looking in the mirror over there, but I think it's just like still casual enough for me. I feel like hairdresser casual hair and like other people casual hair might not be the same thing, but yeah, this is just like my cute little everyday, every time I blow dry my hair basically, this is kind of what I do, because it's quick and it's easy. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you found that helpful in some way, and if you have any questions leave me a comment. If not, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!